Hello, everybody. Let us continue with the lecture on Mother Courage and her children. Mother Courage, as the name suggests, is supposed to be a very brave woman, but the title given to her is a misnomer. The title suggests that she is very brave, but actually, critics say that she is very scared of becoming moneyless. Beckett voices his opinions on the war, on Nazism, and the ill effects of war through his character of the chaplain. The chaplain, however, is not a very strong character. He represents religion in war, and you find that the chaplain is not constant in his faith in religion or constant in his religion. The most brave person depicted in the play is Katrine. She is dumb, but she is the person who is instrumental in saving an entire town full of people. In this play, Beckett believes that war is not a noble enterprise and sacrificing in war is not commendable, and he feels that people should work towards preventing the war rather than sacrificing in the war. The symbols that he uses here are the three major symbols: the cart of Mother Courage, which is symbolic of the fact that life has to go on. It is the source of her livelihood, and she continues to use the cart, and the perpetuity of the war is depicted through this symbol of the cart. The next symbol that he uses are the red high-heeled boots of the prostitute whose name was Feuchter Pottier. She was a young woman who was out to entice the people, and whenever she wanted to attract new customers, she wore the red high-heeled boots and tried to attract the people, and ultimately she gave away the boots, and then she got married to a rich colonel. She comes back to the play after a short interval as a rich widow, but she has sacrificed a lot. She had sacrificed her dreams, her happiness, her health, and she is back in the play more fatter and more disillusioned and unhappy. The red boots were a source of great attraction for Katrine, who was the teenage dumb daughter of Mother Courage. She always wished to wear the boots and to flaunt her sexuality, for which Mother Courage had reprimanded her very strongly. Later in the play, when Mother Courage offers the red boots to Katrine when she is deeply scarred on her face by the attack of a soldier, Katrine refuses to keep them. This is a very symbolic gesture because Katrine not just turned down the boots given to her by her mother, but she turned down all the hopes of marriage and children and happiness. Katrine was not born dumb, but she was the victim of the physical violence and abuse by the soldiers who let her totally devastated and dumb. And at the end of the play, you find that Katrine, in spite of all her disabilities, rises to the occasions and becomes a martyr. She overhears a conversation which lets her know that the Catholics were planning an unprepared attack on the Protestant town, and so she decides that she has to save them. She picks up the drum from the cart and climbs the top of a house of the farmer and starts beating the drums loud and clear and continuously, in spite of being shot down by a bullet. She continues to beat, and the people are all warned, and she dies, but she is able to save the town. Mother Courage feels very shocked. She is unable to accept the fact that her daughter is no more. She holds the dead body of the daughter in her lap and continues to sing some lullabies for her daughter, and it's great. It's really sad to see how she is not able to come to terms with the fact that her daughter is no more. Through this particular event, Beckett has a message. He says, "No one profits from war, and no sacrifice can be beneficial to war." His favorite quote is proven true here. He says, "Silence sometimes makes the most noise." Here, the dumb girl Katrine plays or beats the drums so hard and long that the drum beats become her voice, and she is able to save the lives of so many people. Among the other themes, the most important, of course, being anti-war play. War as capitalism is a famous theme. How war had become a kind of a business, and he talks about the rift or the breakup which came in the society between the rich and the poor, between the genders, the male and the female, and of course the rift among the religions, among the Catholics and the Protestants. War only resulted in increasing the differences, and war did not benefit anybody. Mother Courage at the end of the play is unable to accept the fact that she has lost her children. Eilif had been executed, and as a last wish before his execution, he expressed his desire to meet his mother, but Mother Courage, being away for some business, could not meet her. Swiss Cheese was a very honest boy, and he worked as a paymaster in the army, and in a bid to prove his honesty, he ended up as getting killed by the enemy. Katrine also faced a very tragic death. So at the end of the play, Mother Courage proves that she is not courageous as as her name suggests, and it is most ironical that the girl Katrine, who was dumb, who was helpless, and who was a victim of the violence of the war, proved to be the heroine of the story, who gave up her life to save the lives of a town full of people, including that of her mother. So, another theme here is capitalism. Mother Courage was again a woman who was very money-minded and who was cashing on the war to keep her home fire burning. She wanted the war to perpetuate. She did not want peace in the country. The next theme is of the power struggle. It was not the soldiers who, after giving up their lives or struggling or facing death or the travails of the war, who were benefited, but few selfish leaders were able to benefit. The next theme is one of silence and dumbness. The dumbness of Katrine, her silence, which was broken by the noise or the sound of the drum beats, and the silence of Mother Courage, when she had to face a crisis or a crucial situation in her life. She refused to acknowledge the body of Swiss cheese after being killed as that of her own son. Because she did not acknowledge him, the body was thrown into a pit. So she proved that she was dumb. She was not able to look after any of her children, and that proved to be the dumbness in her life. Mother Courage was given the title of mother who was very courageous, but motherhood and courage both proved to be very, very hollow in the case of Anna Feierling. The courage came from Katrine, who, in spite of being mortally wounded and being dumb and helpless and totally considered as hopeless and as a burden, she rose to the occasion and she did her bit to save the whole town from the Catholic attack. The irony of the play is in the fact that Katrine saved the town, and Mother Courage, during the last scene of the play, again she gave money to the farmers to bury her daughter and gathered her cart and her belongings and walked away, shouting out to the soldiers, asking them to wait for her because she said life has to go on. So that is the character of Mother Courage, the woman who was very scheming, very unsympathetic, and almost cruel to a point. This anti-war play is considered to be one of the greatest plays of the 20th century. War had almost become a business, and all the fears that Beckett had in his mind, although he used the background of the 30 Years' War, we find that his fears were not unfounded, and all these things proved very correct and very true during the Second World War from 1938 to 1945. So this play, which is a very great example of his dramatic theory of the epic theatre, is truly one which deserves special mentions. Now, these were some of the most important aspects of the play. Let us discuss the probable questions that may be asked for you during the exam. The first one, the play of the epic theatre or Beckett's theory of drama. Mother Courage as an anti-war play. Write an essay on the themes, symbols, and the structure of the play. Discuss the major characters of Mother Courage and Katrine. You may also discuss the characters of Eilif, Swiss cheese, and Feuchter Portier. So with that, we come to the end of this lecture. I sincerely hope that you have benefited, and let us meet again in another lecture. Thank you.